Hi, Mitch the Book Monster. I know last video, or one of the last videos at least, I said I was going to do either a Deadpool, Wolverine, or Beetlejuice to review uh, either one of those movies. One or both of those will be coming soon. However, just spur of the moment, so I have video content on the channel. Because I know it's been sporadic lately, and I wanted to be a little more consistent. Just things happen. Although my last video was 3 days prior to this recording on the 22nd of October, and it's just the 26th of October 2024 recording this video. So that's not terribly bad. But anyway, for this video, I will go back to a previous topic uh, for one of my videos I did in maybe like the last 2 or 3 weeks, no more than a month ago. I did this video or something similar to this on my last uh, YouTube channel, Fantasy and Science Fiction Fest. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't my first full length video, it was among the first. So this video right here will be me giving my thoughts and reminiscing on Transformers Generation 1 or Transformers G1, 1984 to 1987, animated cartoon series. Use the voice in the background. One of my helpers is in another room with the door closed. It just echoes. And I have my office door open. But just in case you hear another uh, voice in the background, that's all it is. So anyway, on with the video topic. My my experience with Transformers is mainly through cartoon or uh, TV or movie uh, media, film media. Although I did like every other 80s and 90s kid out there that was into this, I did have a handful of Transformer uh, Transformer action figures, whether it be the Decepticons or the Autobots. You know, uh, I wasn't picky and choosy, although I know the Autobots are the good guys or the good bots, and the Decepticons or the bad guys or bad bots, however you want to phrase it. So, of course, like I said, my first real exposure to Transformers was through the 1984 to 1987 cartoon series affectionately referred to as Generation 1 or G1. So yeah, I have the entire box set series of the original animated cartoon. I don't know why I keep saying animated or cartoon. Together, I can just honestly say animated or is the same. Anyway, so I have the full series of the original animated show on DVD. The 4 seasons it comprised of, and the original animated theatrical movie that was released in between seasons 2 and 3 to bridge the gap between the jump in the series proper. Um, so my my real exposure to the cartoon was, of course, it's broadcast on TV, be it weekday afternoon, Saturday mornings, however it was presented on TV. But then my grandparents bought me a slew of um, Transformer uh, episodes on VHS. I can't tell you exactly how many VHS tapes I had. I'm pretty sure I had all that was available at the time, which honestly may have been just the first season, which I think the first season alone is maybe 16 episodes or somewhere in there. I know it's not quite 20 episodes. But anyway, um, and of course, G.I. Joe animated original cartoon was popular around this time also. So I did have, I think maybe 1 or 2 VHS tapes of the original G.I. Joe cartoon, but I gravitated more toward the Transformers, the robot science fiction. I'm into fantasy and science fiction more today than anything. Um, honestly, it's a good little mix, but honestly, I lean more toward fantasy nowadays. So yeah, I of course watch uh, anything to do with Star Wars or really anything. I have a broad spectrum, but if I had to guess, now I gravitate more toward fantasy related material than anything. But anyway, sorry I keep getting off topic or whatever things come to mind. I have to say. The downside to the original VHS copies of the show that I had at my grandparents' house was that it only had one episode per VHS tape. So, and the episodes aren't very long. They're maybe 20 minutes, 22 minutes tops, including opening theme and in credits. So the actual show might be just what, 10, 15 minutes after the opening theme and before the actual end credits. That's not very much. But of course, like in those days, unlike DVD and Blu-ray, a videotape could not hold more than one, maybe two things at a time. Um, so I'm sure they didn't want to overload, or not that they didn't want to, they couldn't uh, load more than what was capable of being put on it at that time. Of course, we're just so used to today just buying, you know, DVDs and Blu-rays, like I said, that have maybe multiple shows on one disc. If we're talking about Blu-ray, or I'm sorry, if we're talking about TV series or episodes, we can maybe watch two or three episodes per disc, depending on the length of that episode, of course. And back in the back in the 80s and 90s, it just wasn't that way. So, but on to my actual thoughts instead of all this history. Sorry if I'm boring anybody out there jumping around. So yeah, then I have my favorite episodes, of course. My favorite episodes mainly come from season one, because, like I said, that's what they primarily had on VHS at the time, was the season one episodes. So I think, off the top of my head, some episodes that stand out to me are Divide and Conquer. The first uh, Divide and Conquer was um, maybe the fourth episode, third, no, fourth or fifth episode of the entire show, or entire first season, but uh, for fourth or fifth episode overall of the entire show. I can only state this because, like I said, I have the entire fourth season on. But anyway, Divide and Conquer what is about the bad guys, the bad bots, infiltrate a I don't know if it's a military compound or a uh, factory or whatever for energy for to make energy cubes. All this makes sense if you've seen the show. I can't and won't sit here and tell you everything that happens beat by beat because if I did, this video would be way too long, and I'm trying to keep it at least 20 minutes, if not a little over 20 minutes, and I'm already at about 16 and a half minutes. So anyway, Divide and Conquer is about the Decepticons getting energy to make energon cubes at this factory or military base at the beginning of the episode. And the Autobots are alerted, of course, the good bots, the Autobots are alerted to the goings on of the Decepticons and a few, maybe two or three Autobots go to the location to where the Decepticons are sent out by Optimus Prime. Of course, so in the factory or military base, there's a shootout of the between the Autobots and Decepticons, and then Prowl, I believe, one of the Autobots, get, gets injured in battle, damaged in battle, and he sends out a signal to anybody that can pick up his signal. And lo and behold, there's a guy, a teenager or a college student, I'm not sure, nearby in one of the neighboring um, houses that his name is Chip Chase. I know his name is Chip for sure. I believe his last name is Chase. And he's a smart, smart man, smart young man that deals with computers. He picks up prowl signal. And by the way, Chip, uh, another unique feature about Chip is he just happens to be in a wheelchair. They never say throughout the show on how he became to be in a wheelchair. It's, you know, birth defect, accident. he does reoccur in a few episodes, but like I said, I don't think they ever uh, state his what his condition is or why. But anyway, so after after Chip gets power signal, uh, Chip basically takes over Prowl's programming. Prowl questions him on uh, how and why he's doing, you know, what Chip is doing. So, but he just goes along with it. It's a cartoon after all, so uh, logic is almost out the window, of course, when you're dealing with humans and robot transforming characters. Where's the logic, you know? So, but not to spend too much time. Another favorite episode is the introduction of the Dinobots, and I think it might episode itself might be titled Dinobot or something along those lines. The Dinobots or Dinobot. At the beginning of the episode, Spike Spike takes Hound and maybe another Autobot character. Hound is one of the Autobot characters, and maybe takes Wheeljack to another Autobot character, Wheeljack, to a museum to look at dinosaur fossil bones in the museum, and from there they decide to build and create and bring to life three Dinobot characters. Grimlock, Grimlock would be the T-Rex. Uh, I forget what the other two names are, but that's Grimlock the T-Rex and a Triceratops and a Brontosaurus, I believe. Um, and then there's a pterodactyl that comes later on in the show, and I think his name is Swoop. There may be one or two, at least one other one with Swoop that's introduced later on, but for a T-Rex, Triceratops, and Brontosaurus are the first three that are introduced in the original Dinobots episode. So after creating the Dinobots, Wheeljack and some others bring the three Dinobots to life, so to speak. Of course, soon after chaos ensues or happens, and Optimus Prime vows to uh, either deactivate the Autobots or destroy them. They opt to deactivate them and bury them under rocks, like in a little cave. Of course, later on, toward the end, at the climax of the episode, the Decepticons, you know, come in Autobots territory, fight them, and of course the Dinobots save the day. So after that, the episode ends with Optimus Prime saying, "Look, we'll fight alongside the Dinobots. Dinobots are, you know, have proven themselves worthy by my standards." So yeah, that's just a couple of my favorite episodes. Still to this day, Divide and Conquer and Dynamite. Um, so, and then, like I said, there's an animated movie that was released between the second and third, second and third season. So yeah, it's just a filler extended episode, maybe an hour 20, hour 30 minutes, something like that. Episode. I do have, or I was able to find a DVD copy of the Transformers animated movie. Is with the movie there's a time jump. Uh, Instead of taking place in the mid to late 1980s, from movie on, the the year is 2005. I don't know why they decided to do that, how they decided to do that. They did. So anyway, um, but after that, after 1987, they discontinued the show. I think, or I'm pretty sure, season 4 is just 3, maybe 4 episodes to cap off the show. And then they did other shows like Beast War and all that other stuff in computer or animation or CGI was more um, in its infancy, just starting out. So I never watched those shows. I might have caught an episode here or there, but as far as watching it, no, I never did. Then of course the mid to late 2000s roll around, 2007, 2009, 2011, and so on. Still to this day, as a matter of fact, they're making live action um, Transformers movies that all started back in 2007 with Michael Bay directing his version of a live action Transformers movie Shia LaBeouf, Shia LaBeouf playing the human lead character, Sam Witwicky, and then Peter Cullen comes back to voice Optimus Prime. So I did go see that in the theater. You better believe I did. And all I could think and say right up until the movie came on was they better do this right. They better not mess this up. Um, and yes, I have my gripes about it. There's good and bad in everything. Um, but they did what they did. They made a whole lot of money off of it, where they make sequel after sequel, and like I said, it's still going on to this day. As a matter of fact, most recent live action Transformers movie, they brought in more characters. Um, so yeah, and now I hear they're bringing in G.I. Joe and crossing over with Transformer characters. So I hope they know what they're doing. Um, I guess as long as there's money to be made, they'll make it. But to me, the well has run dry. I think Michael Bay only produces the movies. Like, he may only have a producer or executive producer credit with the movies. He only directed, I believe, the first three, maybe the first four. I know by the fourth live action movie, that's when they decided to bring in the Dinobots. But same with Wiki, Shia LaBeouf's character is only in Transformers, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. That's the second one. And Transformers, Dark Side of the Moon or Dark Moon, being the third. Beyond the third, it's I believe for the fourth and fifth installment, it's Mark Wahlberg playing a different character that lives in Texas and comes across Optimus Prime and all that. So, and now they just have characters coming out everywhere. They even have a Bumblebee solo, quote unquote, movie of how and when Bumblebee got to Earth for all of the fellow Autobots and everything. That takes place in the 80s. So, yeah, they're just here, there, everywhere with the Transformers IP nowadays. So, like I said, I wanted to keep this video about 20 minutes. It's well over 30 now. So I'm sorry I'm all over the place. Uh, if you watch Transformers, if you have any thoughts on it, I'd like to hear them. Did you, are you like me? Do you rather Generation 1 installment or Beast Wars Saga or even the newer Michael Bay directed produced live action movies from 2007? I'd really like to know your thoughts and comments. So please, if you have anything to put out there, let me know. Thanks.